It is Masky, and we're back again doing more r/Am I the Asshole stories. This is number 5. So for those of you who don't know, the Am I the Asshole subreddit describes itself as this: a catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were in the wrong in an argument that's been bothering you. Tell us about any non-violent conflict you've experienced. Give us both sides of the story and find out if you're right or if you are the asshole. And what we do is we go over the stories. It's 5 stories a video, and we determine if the person is an asshole or not. And you can go down in the comments and leave what you think too. So, let's begin. Story 1. Am I the asshole for answering the door in a spicy costume? So, I'm 24, female, and my boyfriend has been gone for a few weeks visiting family on the other side of the world. Coincidentally, the death of one of my coworkers meant I had to work a lot more during those weeks, and I was honestly pretty miserable and pent up the whole time. The one thing keeping me going was the thought of having a wild night when he got home. My boyfriend's sister texted me and asked if she could come over when he got home. I said we would both be really tired and eager to be alone, and said it'd be best to wait. Then I put my phone on silent, which meant I didn't see her next text that said she knew her brother. He'll find energy to say hi. When he got home, the moment he was sufficiently unpacked, I changed into a Playboy bunny suit. Then, his sister knocked on the door and yelled, "Hello?" I was pretty pissed off, so I didn't put any effort in to hide my angry expression and answered the door in the outfit. I was pretty cold with her, and she got passive-aggressive before reluctantly leaving. She said it was petty and dramatic over the phone, and I just hung up, prompting some angry texts. Am I the asshole? Honestly, no. I would say OP is not the asshole in this one. I don't know why the sister was so insistent on coming there, especially when, this is, his girlfriend. I think that she would know that, hey, he's just come back from a long time, and you think that the sister would be able to put 2 and 2 together. But, I don't know. Sometimes you get family that are pushy like that. Is what it is. Story 2. Am I the asshole for shouting at my friend after she said that she was scared to get fat? I know the title sounds a bit weird, but I had no idea how else to say it. For context, I've been feeling insecure about my weight for a few years since I'm on the heavier side. Not obese or anything, just on the higher side of average, and my friend is really skinny. My friend, 19, and me, 20, both female, were just chatting while drinking at our friend's house. There were a few of us there. We weren't as close as we are to the rest of the group, and our relationship with those people is usually just chatting. Further along in the night, we were talking about her going on birth control, and since I've been on it since I was 16, I was giving her some answers to a few questions that she had about it since she was going on the same one that I'm on. I could tell she was getting a bit nervous about some of the side effects that I mentioned that I'd just noticed on one of the papers in the box. So I asked her if she was feeling okay and why she looked a bit scared. She basically said that she heard you can gain a lot of weight on certain birth controls. I asked her why again, and then she said that she's really scared about gaining weight since she used to have some sort of disorder or something. That got me really mad that she would mention that in front of me, especially since I'm bigger than her and she's basically skin and bones and could eat a whole supermarket and be nowhere near the same weight as me. I'm not proud of it, but I started shouting at her, saying that she shouldn't feel that way. After I finished, she just got up and went to the bathroom for a bit and then didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. Now it's been a few she's sort of withdrawn from talking to anyone in our friend group, and I feel a bit bad that I shouted at her like that, especially since I'd known her as this really nice and empathetic girl before that night. Please let me know if I was right to get mad or not. I don't know if I'd call Opie an asshole, but I think that she overreacted. I feel like she took it like a personal way, as if her friend was saying that, oh, I don't want to get like your size, but I don't think that's the case. Like, the thing is, when you're larger, you get kind of treated like crap by society, unfortunately. And I think that maybe she was worried about that. I don't think that she was saying it directly to insult Opie, though, so I don't know if I'd say that Opie's an asshole, but it was an overreaction. Story 3. Am I the asshole for asking my boyfriend for a large amount of money? My boyfriend lives with me. It's my house, in my name, and so are all the bills. I pay for all the bills and expenses, rent, food, childcare, etc. My boyfriend pays for his own expenses, like his car and stuff like that. And the rest of his income is fun money for dates, clothes for our 2-year-old, and savings. We're saving for a mortgage together. My 2-year-old currently is in daycare 2 days a week, and with family 3 days while my boyfriend and I work. From September, the family that currently looks after her are unable to due to their own work commitments. My boyfriend and I decided to put our daughter in daycare 5 days a week from September. Because I'm on low income working a minimum wage job, I get reimbursed a percentage of the childcare costs at the end of each month. After paying all of the bills and whatnot, I'm left with pretty much no money, but that's why we have my boyfriend's. He always says it's our money and I have equal rights when it comes to the savings. He has the account as he has better interest rates than I do. I got the new invoice for September coming in last night, and it's essentially 70% of my wage. Now, I do get this money back at the end of the month, but I have to pay it up front, meaning I will be unable to pay the bills until I get that money back. I spoke with my boyfriend last night and explained that I would need £1,400 up front from the savings to pay for the childcare, but that I'd get it back each month and I would repay it. This money would take us approximately 3 months to save again. He wasn't too happy about that, saying, well, what about our savings? And again I explained that I'd repay it when I'm able to. He got in a little bit of a mood with me, saying, well, I want to know exactly where this money is going. You're going to have to sit down with me and draw out all the finances so I can understand it all. He then said, well, it's the least you can do if you want that kind of money out of me. This pissed me off, because he always says it's our savings, when clearly it's not if I have to ask permission for it. The way he spoke made it sound like I was just after money for a pair of shoes or something, not for childcare, which I have to pay. Essentially, him living here rent-free has allowed us both to save his wage and save up for a decent deposit for mortgage. I could ask him to contribute towards his living expenses so I would have some savings of my own, but I don't because he earns more than I do and has better interest. He thinks I'm the asshole, but I think he is for not helping me out straight away. Who is the asshole? I don't really know. I mean, I feel like he should be paying more, so I guess he's the asshole here. He should be paying more considering you pay for all the rent and stuff. And it's for your child that you have together, so he has to understand that the kid comes first, So I'd say he's the asshole. OP, you are not the asshole. Story 4. Am I the asshole for pointing out the truth to my brother? Throwaway, since my brother's also on Reddit. So my 32 male younger brother, who's 25, has been dating this woman, we'll call her Claire, for a little over 8 months now. She's 51, a widow, and she's loaded. Her late husband left behind a business, multiple properties, that sort of thing. Claire also has 3 kids, the youngest being 17, and honestly, Claire looks stunning, so I can partially understand my brother's attraction to her. At first, I thought it was just a fling or some kind of like a situationship. But now, he's living in the guest house on her property, driving a Tesla that she gave him for his birthday, and hasn't worked a proper job in months. He says he's working on developing a brand, but from what I can tell, that mostly involves drinking smoothies and posting gym selfies. She funds him for everything that he wants, and even paid back his student loans. Well, fine, I guess. But that creates an obvious power imbalance in their relationship. He's not been working for months, and I'm genuinely worried about his future if she decided to dump him. At a recent family gathering, he was going on about how she truly understands him and loved him like no one else has ever loved him. I inquired, jokingly but secretly, actually being serious, if he really was her boyfriend and truly treated as an equal, or merely a sugar baby who she's using for fun. That did not go over well. He called me jealous, said I was projecting and bitter, and that not everyone wants to live a traditional life. Apparently, Claire heard about the conversation too, and now I'm not invited to their next barbecue. My husband thinks I should apologize and let him live his life, even if I might have a point. Am I the asshole? Not at all. OP, you are not the asshole, and I actually feel really sad for, the brother. Now, I understand that relationships with an age gap like that can work a lot of the time, but think about it, the brother's 25, and Claire has a daughter who's 17, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's only an 8-year age gap. Can you imagine if they got married? What would it be like for your stepfather to be 8 years older than you? And I would say that if she's into him enough to give him a car, a Tesla, then I guess that she likes him quite a lot, but I can't see this relationship lasting long. I feel like it's bad for the brother to give up on work and stuff and try all this influencer stuff. And meanwhile, if she decides to leave him, he's out on his ass. Now, hopefully he can still keep the car, because getting a car is awesome, though I wouldn't personally want to own a Tesla. But, if they break up, he's screwed, because now he's gonna have a gap on his resume. I hope that he left his previous job amicably, because if he doesn't, he could be looking at a whole year or more of being unemployed. And he's already 25, right? And the job market the way it is, he could have screwed himself there royally. I want to believe that, people can love each other even with huge age gaps like that. Obviously, when, both are adults, right? But, 25 and 51, what if he wants to have kids down the line of his own with her? You can't really. I don't think that even, in vitro or whatever would work if you're, in your 60s. And, I don't know. I get that, they're both consenting adults. And it's not that I think that it's predatory. It's just that I think the brother, the 25-year-old brother, he's in for, a bit of sadness down the line when he realizes that it's not as ideal as he thinks. And that, if anything, it sounds kind of like he's a rebound. And I'm also sorry that he hasn't met, for him, a woman who's mature in the ways that he's wanting. Now, clearly, the brother isn't very mature himself, but the fact that he notes that this woman loves him in a way that he hasn't felt before, that tells me that there's something he's missing in relationships. I don't know. I really do hope that, this doesn't end in a way that's gonna be sad for everybody, but I can't think of a really positive outcome for this, Story number 5. Am I the asshole for having a craving for something that makes my partner sick? I recently found out that I was pregnant with my partner's baby. We've been together for 3 years and we live together. My partner has ADHD, which he refuses to get treatment or medication for. He's pretty normal about 85% of the time, so I haven't really pushed it. One thing that really affects him, though, is sensory problems. He has a few, but the biggest one is bananas. He cannot stand the smell of a banana or the taste of a banana. He's accidentally eaten something with banana before and ran into the bathroom like a child to throw it up. If we're out somewhere and someone is eating a banana, he'll claim that he can smell it in the room and make us move with the threat that if we don't, he'll get sick. If we don't move, he'll start gagging and make himself throw up, and I've seen him start shaking too. This has happened in public before and it's extremely embarrassing. Anyway, let me tell you what happened. I was really tired. I'm pregnant and I was hormonal yesterday. And while I was watching my show, I had a craving for banana, which I normally avoid when around my partner, but pregnancy cravings are just too strong to resist. He was going to get groceries from work, so I called and asked him to get me some bananas because I was having a craving. He started begging me before I even got them to not eat them in the house, and I just got fed up and told him no, that I was carrying around his child, and the least he could do about it, since he's not the one having to nurture the damn thing in his stomach, was get me a banana. I'd read online this was probably the baby's way of telling me it's deficient in potassium, and that all I could really stand to eat at this point was the damn banana, and I don't want to deprive it of what it needs. He argued back and forth, asking me to go and eat it outside at least, and out of frustration I just started crying, which made me feel embarrassed. He finally gave in to calm me down and brought it home. I'll admit, I was still really mad and upset from our argument on the phone when he came home, and I in that moment couldn't face getting up and going to the kitchen. When he came into the living room and sat on the couch, I asked him to peel it, cut it, and bring it to me. I really didn't think that it was a big deal, but he blew up at me and told me that I knew it made him sick to smell or even touch. I told him that plenty of people have foods they don't like, and he either needs to grow up or seek help for his illness because he's acting like a child, and his problem with bananas is completely abnormal. We argued a bit more, and he finally got up, yelled that he was tired of my bullshit, and left the house. He hasn't been back yet. I get his issues are a sensitive topic for him, and when I was talking about my friend to it, she says she had an autistic sister, and what I did was a bit messed up. So, Reddit, am I the asshole? So I'm not too sure what the friend talking about the autistic sister has to do with anything, except for the fact that when I was reading this, I got the impression that maybe her partner is autistic too, and doesn't know it. Because okay, so here's an example. When I was a kid, those agendas you get in school, how they have the cover that's kind of scrunched, and it's if you move your pencil on it, because it's lenticular, so it changes the picture when you move it. That sound drove me nuts, right? I couldn't take it, I had to leave the room. I always thought that I had autism growing up, right? Maybe I do, I don't know. But I'm wondering if this partner is so put off by these bananas and stuff that it drives him up the wall and he has to physically leave. I'm wondering if maybe the partner doesn't have autism, because it is, let's be honest, it is, to have a reaction to that is really abnormal. Not in a negative way, but normally a person wouldn't have that. So I'm wondering if maybe the partner has autism. But one other thing, I didn't really like how she was talking about our kid. First of all, it's not his baby, it's both of yours child, right? And what do you mean, this damn baby in me? It's why are you so angry to be carrying a child? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to harp on you, but you shouldn't be talking about your kid like my damn kid. His damn kid. That's your kid. That's a gift. You shouldn't be so angry about it. But also, OP, if you know that your husband hates bananas, he can't take cutting them, the smell of them, he gets sick. He's probably not over exaggerating if he has autism. He probably legitimately can't be around those things, right? Why would you then make him cut it? I know that when you're pregnant, there's a lot of stuff that you can't do, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure if it mentioned how far along she was, like what trimester or whatever. Even if you're like in the later trimesters, you can still cut a banana, you know? I feel like that's being a little bit over the top with it. And again, I don't know what it's like to carry a baby. She could be far along. I damn sure don't know what it's like to carry a baby and you're like 8 months along, let alone 1 month along, right? But you should be able to still cut a banana, especially when you know that your husband literally, like, he'll damn near go into like a seizure from like being near the things, you know what I mean? So I think, see, I want to say everyone's an asshole, but at the same time, I don't think that the boyfriend is being an asshole, you know? I think he's just got stuff that he can't be around. The only thing I didn't like was that he refuses to be medicated. See, I for sure have ADHD. I take medication, Vyvanse for it. And like, you need to take your meds. If you don't, there's something called like an executive functioning disorder, which I think that's what ADHD would be, along with a learning disorder. But what it means is you can't really function at top priority, right? Like, you can't function as well as you should. And knowing that you're going to be a father, you got to put your kid first, and you got to take care of yourself. Be it getting potentially treated for autism if you have it, cognitive behavioral therapy, things like that. But also, taking your medication for your ADHD, you need to be on that. And I know that there's some people who are like anti-medication or whatever, but it's very important. Like, that's not something to mess around with. Your productivity can go through the roof if you take your medication. You get assessed. You could have one type of ADHD, another type, or combined type. So CADHD, I think it's called. And that's what I have, where there's like attentive and inattentive, right? So, I guess I'll go with, I'm leaning on the side of the girlfriend is the asshole, but there's some stuff the boyfriend needs to fix too. It's like a 80-20 thing, maybe even like a 90-10 thing, with her being the asshole and the boyfriend being the asshole. And again, I don't know how being pregnant will affect your hormones, right? I'm a guy, I'll never have to experience that. But I just feel like there's some things that she could do just to make things more copacetic, you know? Like cutting the banana. Like, come on, man, you can cut a banana, you know? So for this one, I'm gonna say no one's the asshole, I guess. This one's hard, because like the boyfriend's not being a huge dick, right? He's got some problems, obviously, that I think go beyond him just trying to intentionally be an ass. I think he actually has like a serious aversion to it because he might not be diagnosed with something, right? Again, I'm not a doctor, but that's just how I kind of read the situation. And before I go today, I wanted to thank some people. One is Kundai888. He used to make videos, just like spiritual stuff. They're pretty cool. I'm gonna sit down and watch some of them, but he always responds in the comments, and I appreciate that, because to me, you know, everyone in the audience is important, and I especially appreciate when people leave comments, you know, positive or negative. His comments are always positive, always like constructive, so I really appreciate that. I hope that you're having a good one if you're watching. And I also want to thank a few more people who are always regulars. There's DXVidV6, always leaving comments. I appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback, and I also appreciate just the fact that you like the videos enough to come back, and that goes for everyone here. Also to Kundai888, maybe you could try making ASMR videos. You seem to be knowledgeable on spiritual stuff, and there's a big aspect of spirituality to some ASMR. Like, for example, people will do, some people do meditation videos. Some people do, like, readings of, like, spiritual books and stuff like that. Yeah, your videos are good. They're filmed well. I appreciate that. And, again, sorry for jumping back and forth between people, but there's some people that I just want to make sure that I thank, because they've shown just the fact that they've watched my videos, left comments, and even subscribed at all. I just really appreciate that. Sub X007, I appreciate that you've. I think your profile picture with Kermit the Frog is funny, and I appreciate that you've watched my videos at all. Left comments. Bunny Love ASMR, check her out. Her @ is Bunny Love ASMR 96, like numbers 96. She makes ASMR videos. She just reached over 101 subscribers. Really happy to see that, and I hope that her channel will continue to grow. One day, if I'm able to help propel people's ASMR channels through this, maybe like collaboration, I'll do so. This is just so you can see. There we go. Bunny Love ASMR. I know my webcam's not the best, but yeah. I want to thank Ong Mindless, or Mindless as he goes by. He's got 1,000 subs. He makes gaming videos. He's got a great voice. I want him to succeed too. Raven Bells, or Raven Bells 3654. I appreciate you for leaving comments, checking my stuff out. This is Kundai 888's channel, by the way. Yeah, check him out. He makes good stuff. So I know that this is like kind of like a little bit off topic of the video, but I just want to make sure, because I really do appreciate the fact that people care about these videos at all. Bonds Chad, he doesn't make videos as far as I know, but I appreciate just the fact that he comments so much. Anyone who's like up here commenting, that's awesome, because like you guys are kind of the lifeblood of the channel. And I also want to thank Opal. I haven't seen them in a while, but I do want to make that Taiwan trigger words video, and I'm up for doing trigger word videos in any languages if you want to suggest them. It's just a matter of being able to find actual like single words, because for Taiwan, which is like I believe it's related to Mongolian kind of, because they seem to be interconnected a bit, all that I can find is the Lord's Prayer. So I can't find any just single words. So maybe if you could, like, even if Opal is watching, if he or she can leave like just a short video where he or she says some words, then I can go over those, get them down, get the pronunciation down, and then make a video like that, because I like making those ones too. And thanks for putting up with the fact that my background's so plain and my videos are kind of lo-fi. I really do appreciate everyone who watches, and I appreciate those who leave comments. So have an excellent day, and I will see you in the next one. And have a good day, night, or anything.